Our story begins in the monastery of Spinjitzu, where the ninja are training in the rain. They complain to Master Wu about the weather, but Wu warns the ninja that the weather will not always be perfect when battle springs up. Jay enters the training grounds holding an umbrella and attempts to open it before Wu snatches it out of his hands. Taken aback by Wu's hostility, the ninja question him about the umbrella, which in turn, Wu sits the ninja down and tells him the story of the umbrella and the adventure it entitled. The scene opens with the first Spinjitzu master scolding our main characters, Wu and Garmadon, about stealing the scrolls of forbidden Spinjitzu. He talks about a quest to obtain a tea plant that was rumored to help purify Garmadon. The brothers could embark on it to earn his trust back, and both willingly took up the quest. The next morning, Wu and Garmadon leave the monastery and head off to fetch the tea plant. All is going fine until they are confronted with a deep forest. Wu wants to go around, but Garmadon wants to cut through. Not wanting to anger Garmadon, the boys cut through the forest. Halfway through, Wu and Garmadon are attacked by a disturbing looking monster, which thwarts their Spinjitzu tornadoes entirely. Right before they are about to get eaten, a warrior wielding an umbrella begins fighting the monster. Using fighting and Spinjitzu techniques Wu nor Garmadon had ever seen, the mysterious warrior defeats the monster and flees back into the darkness of the forest. The brothers continue their journey through the forest and finally to a mountain, all the way talking about the mysterious stranger that saved them earlier. They begin to climb the steep mountain, only to get jumped by a group of cat warriors. Wu and Garmadon fought them off, but had to run because of the numbers of the cat warriors. Unknowingly, the brothers plummeted down a ravine. Before they met their fate, the mysterious warrior from the forest saved them. Together, they retreated to the stranger's house over a swamp. There, the stranger revealed herself as Ninjago. She told the brothers that before she was a cat, when she was a little girl, she learned Spinjitzu from the first Spinjitzu master before leaving him and creating her own martial art, Catjitsu. Wanting nothing more, the boys begged for Ninjago to teach them, and Ninjago obliged. However, in exchange for the knowledge and art of Catjitsu, the brothers would have to steal something for her. The cat's eye jewel, a priceless jewel Ninjago swears was stolen from her from the warriors that had attacked Wu and Garmadon earlier. Without hesitation, Garmadon agreed, but Wu was not so easily convinced. Wu asked Ninjago why she could not obtain the cat's eye jewel herself, and why she left his father. Ninjago told Wu that she would tell him after he mastered Catjitsu, and Wu agreed. The following nights, Ninjago taught Wu and Garmadon how to balance on swamp vines, but more importantly, how to jump and land using Spinjitzu. After lots of practice, the brothers finally master Catjitsu. Not waiting another minute, Wu asks Ninjago about her past with his father. Reluctantly, Ninjago obliges. Ninjago tells it that she used to be an orphan before the first Spinjitzu master took her in. He taught Ninjago the art of Spinjitzu. On Ninjago's 18th birthday, one of the first Spinjitzu master's katanas went missing, and he blamed it on Ninjago. Worried that he would never see her as anything but a thief, she left. To Wu, the story didn't make much sense, as he could never see his father doing that to someone, but Garmadon sided with Ninjago and believed in her story. At light, the brothers left to go fetch Ninjago the cat's eye jewel, which resided at the top of the same mountain in which they had fought the cat warriors and almost fell down a ravine. While traveling, Wu heard rustling of a nearby bush, and both brothers went and tackled a cat warrior who had been following them to the ground. He wasn't really a cat, but a man named Dylan, part of an ancient tribe named the Order of Feliz. He told them that Ninjago was actually an evil sorceress in pursuit of immortality. The cat's eye jewel is what gives each cat their 9 lives, and whoever gets their hands on the jewel will be able to harvest all of the lives from it and become immortal. To Wu, this all made sense, as Ninjago had been extremely vague and mysterious to him, but Garmadon on the other hand was upset. He trusted Ninjago and was so sure in her that he was willing to go back to her to prove it. The boys got into an argument which ended with Wu staying with Dylan and Garmadon going back to Ninjago. However, when Garmadon got back to Ninjago, she was upset. She sat down Garmadon and told him what Dylan said was true. she was indeed a sorceress. She told Garmadon that she was so engulfed in hatred for the first Spinjitzu master that she is willing to do whatever it takes to prove to him her worth. And what better way to prove it than beat him at something as important as life, living longer than the first Spinjitzu master, or in other words, becoming immortal. Even if that meant studying dark magic and sacrificing her own humanity to achieve it. At this point, Garmadon realized the severity of the situation, but before he can make a run for Wu and the Order of Feliz, Ninjago uses her long black hair to transfix Garmadon and stop him from running. At that moment, a green mist fell over the mountain and the temple. All of the Order were ready to fight as Wu and Dylan arrived to find Ninjago and by her side Garmadon under a deep trance. At once, Ninjago opened her umbrella, creating clouds raining green water, splashing into the muddy ground below. One by one, cat-shaped warriors made of mud and rain emerged from the ground. Ninjago sent the Mud Warriors on the Order of the Feliz and sent Garmadon to steal the Cat's Eye Jewel. Using Catjitsu, Garmadon rocketed towards the top of the mountain, with Wu in hot pursuit. At the top, there were 2 guards guarding the Cat's Eye Jewel, but Garmadon quickly defeated them and took possession of the Cat's Eye Jewel. Wu tackled Garmadon and both wrestled for the jewel, accidentally falling down the mountain. When they landed using Catjitsu, the brothers began to fight over the jewel once more. Wu grabbed it and began to run, but got stopped by Ninjago jumping in front of him. Ninjago offered to free Garmadon in exchange for the Cat's Eye Jewel, but Wu saw through her trick and didn't take the deal. Garmadon hit Wu and sent the jewel flying into Ninjago's arms. Finally, Ninjago had what she wanted. The key to an immortal life rested in her claws, but before Ninjago could harvest all of the lives of the Cat's Eye Jewel, Garmadon lunged, grabbed the jewel, and kicked Ninjago back. Ninjago landed on an uneven rock and lost her balance. Arms failing backwards, Ninjago plummeted down the same ravine in which Wu and Garmadon had done earlier. Even with Ninjago gone, the mud monsters kept coming, but were swiftly defeated with the help of Komala, just now joining the fight. She uses her powers to free Garmadon and destroy every cat monster. Wu told Komala what had happened to Ninjago, to which Komala said that Ninjago would return, as she still had a few lives left. But she told the brothers not to worry, that the Sacred Order of Feliz would continue to protect the Cat's Eye Jewel for the rest of time. And with that, Garmadon and Wu raced using Catjitsu to the top of the mountain to put the Cat's Eye Jewel back. This is where our story ends. The ninjas stand in awe as Master Wu finishes his story, all eager to train. As all of the ninja leave to go train in the now sun, Nia asks Wu if him and Garmadon ever made it to the tea plant, to which Wu says,
"Our journey took a long time, and there are more stories to tell, but those are stories for another day."